So now that you know that holistic medicine is regulated and it's been substantiated, Dale Carnegie, JP Morgan, and Rockefeller have taken control of it as well as they should. Those of you who are taking turmeric, honey, activated charcoal, kombucha, apple cider vinegar, garlic oil, all the different essential oils. Those of you that are going into your garden and picking up all the different antibiotic plants because you're trying to remedy your pain, your evolution. Those of you who are dosing yourself with herbs and spices, you are no different than the holistic world, just so you know. And you don't even know how much to take or what is the appropriate amount for your evolution to stop it. And so you could potentially hurt yourself. See, this is where you have to understand, even when Rockefeller has taken control of the holistic medicine, doesn't mean that what they are promoting when it's unregulated is any safer. You realize when you put in a jar jalapeno peppers and apple cider vinegar and other different herbs and spices and sugar and whatever else that actually has antibiotic qualities. When you take turmeric and honey and activated charcoal and diatomaceous earth and bentonite clay and zeolite and, oh God, let me think of other types of holistic remedies. When you're doing all of that and it's not being regulated by a health practitioner, you are actually going to do more harm to yourself than good. So even unregulated people, unregulated dosing of spices in your cupboard is just as bad as if you were to go see that professional. Now you're not paying any money. Now you're just self-destructing. Self-destruction is when you take something that's been regulated and try to do it on your own, and it's still antibiotic. It's still freaking antibiotic. So what the hell are you doing? You're doing nothing different. You saying, oh yeah, well, holistic medicine is taken over by Rockefeller, so I'm going to go buy my own coconut oil and turmeric and, and make my own concoctions and sell them to my friends. How is that any different? It's not different at all. You are still dealing with antibiotic qualities, antibiotic elements. It's still destroying you at the microbiome. So how is turpentine any different than you going into your garden, picking up all the garlic and put it all together and making your own concoction? Now you are trying to be like those that were before Rockefeller regulated the holistic industry. And guess what? You're reinventing the wheel. Oh yeah, here's your elderberry syrup. I got homemade elderberry syrup over here. Oh yeah, how many of you know people that are selling elderberry syrup through the internet? How many? And making all these claims. Oh yeah, it's great for COVID. Oh yeah, it's great for this, great for that. You realize elderberry syrup has antibiotic qualities. It has a high amount of sugar, so those that have candida issues are now going to be feeding their candida. And then your kids who also have microbiome imbalances will then be subject to more imbalances because you are dosing your kids in an unregulated antibiotic product. If you're going to deal with antibiotics, go see a professional. If you're going to be dosing yourself with something that is trying to suppress your evolution, you need to see a doctor. You need to see a holistic professional, and they will dose you with the antibiotics that you're looking for. There is no sense in reinventing the wheel. There's no sense in going and buying activated charcoal and drinking it. What the F are you doing? So I don't want my exposure to that holistic medicine is being regulated by Rockefeller as then a license for you to go and make your own product that's antibiotic, that's no different than what they're doing. But now you've made it more dangerous because you are selling something that you shouldn't be selling. Why sell antibiotics? Why sell death to your friends and family? Why do that? If your whole point is to change the world and promote something life-giving, why would you go and promote something that's death-giving? Turmeric, honey, you know, all the different, detoxes. Oh, and then you're like, oh yeah, Rockefeller took over holistic medicine and they're regulating this. So here, go buy your own and make your own. And then go and sell it on the internet. Oh yeah, instead of buying the elderberry syrup from the store, it has all these chemicals and all these different things, which basically elements. You're putting the same elements in a different packaging in your freaking elderberry syrup because the intention is to suppress evolution. That's your intention when you are promoting and taking in antibiotics, because you don't want to feel pain, you don't want to feel mucus, you don't want to feel any kind of life that's trying to evolve. And so guess what? You think that, because holistic medicine has been taken over by the allopathy, by Rockefeller, that you think doing it on your own is going to be any different. No, you're still dealing with the same qualities, the same antibiotic qualities. That's my whole point. So those of you that are selling that shit on the internet, how are you any different? You're just reinventing the wheel. And that's what I'm trying to get across to all of you guys, is that all of this crap, when you are dying and reproducing, you are reinventing the wheel. You are no different than those that are selling different cures out there with the same elements, with a different package, a different name, a different binding of proteins and antibiotics, and now it's a new drug. Oh, now I'm a new label. You are not you're not evolutionary. You're revolutionary. You're basically a revolving door. You're reinventing the wheel. And that's what happens when you still live within the dualities. When you still live in the dualities of for and against, and you think you're taking a side, you are actually exhibiting someone who is a victim of controlled opposition. So don't think, because now that you know that holistic medicine has been taken over by Rockefeller, that you selling your shit and you promoting your shit as far as activated charcoal and whatever is any fucking different, because it's not. And you're harming yourself as well as your friends and family. And you need to be regulated. You have no business selling elderberry syrup or promoting anything of a detox on the internet, or taking shit out of your garden that's antibiotic and putting it together and saying, okay, I got something that's different than, what's on the market today. Anything commercially sold that's ready-made should be FDA approved, because you're dealing with antibiotic qualities. What's the point of it? Is to suppress evolution. That's the point of it. So yes, anything that's antibiotic has to be FDA approved. Or anything commercially driven and sold needs to be FDA approved. Now, when you are selling food, that's different. Because when you sell food, you're selling food. If somebody has issues with the food, then yes, the health department will come down and be like, what the hell are you selling? What's in it that's causing people to get sick? Causing imbalance in their microbiome where their body has to try to evolve from your food. But the jelly juice, has pro-life probiotics in it. You're supposed to feel evolution on jelly juice. There is nothing antibiotic on jelly juice. The evolution, the pain that you feel on jelly juice is because you already have predispositions that you're finally now dealing with. That's the difference. It's the actual chemical properties of what it is that you're doing and the intent. That's right, Tiffany. Simple cabbage, grow it or buy it commercially, either way, because buying it commercially is no different than you growing it yourself. I mean, even if it has a few other elements in it, don't worry about it, because you have J juice. Not everybody has the capacity to grow it, Tiffany. But hey, if people are around you want to buy it from you, I think that's awesome. And if you want to have a business in growing it and selling it, then that's no different than what, Big Agri is doing. Now you have to go through different processes to be able to commercially sell it on a major scale. But yeah, if you have your own farm, fine. Do what you got to do. But yeah, if somebody's at Walmart or somebody lives next to Walmart, okay, and they can go and get a commercial farm or an big agri selling cabbage they don't have to go and buy it organic. They can buy it commercially produced as well. So I don't want anyone under the impression they have to buy it organic or from a local farm. You can, and I think it's great. People should buy local if they can. But it's not always opportune, and I don't want anyone putting themselves out too much trying to fulfill that expectation, because it's not realistic. The Jilly Juice is supposed to be accessible to every single person in every single socioeconomic status, region, whatever. If you don't have a commercial farm or a local farm, then yes, grow it yourself. But if you have access to people who are growing it for you, whoever they are, buy it from them, unless you want to grow your own. Okay? So that's the thing, is that people have to understand that just because Rockefeller owns both sides doesn't mean that there's a reasoning behind it. But don't think that gives you the license to now go and take antibiotic qualities in your garden and put them together and sell it or promote it to your friends, because you're just reinventing the wheel and you are still destroying your friends and family. Okay? And that's not your intention, but you think that because people are still part of the duality programming, and the people that are selling different remedies, trying to be like different from the holistic and the allopathic, so they do it out of their own home, are the people who still buy into the for and against, who still buy into the politics, religion, and science dichotomies, perception science. At some point, you're going to have to let go of those dualities. But when you have chaos and death within, you're going to be promoting chaos and death out there. I realize some of you are still in those dualities. Not all of you, not you, Tiffany. I think that you've probably graduated from that. But there's still some of you that have not graduated from that point of view. And so you think that because now you know that Rockefeller owns the holistic, that now you can go and make your own. Well, you're just, like I said, reinventing the wheel. That's what they did back in 1910. And then, do we even know how many people have died from those that were dosing people with antibiotic remedies that weren't regulated? Oh, but they were supposed to die anyways. Oh, they had predispositions. Well, you helped it along with your antibiotic quality type of medicines. And so, government had to come in and regulate those. Yeah, when Dr. Sebi and Kevin Trudeau were all promoting these remedies and doing this and doing that, they laid the smackdown because, when you're dealing with antibiotics, you don't have the capacity to know if someone really should be doing it. But then people are like, well, biotech. Well, they have a better idea because they've done all the different studies on a vast population. However, we're in the depopulation agenda, so it may not be as intricate or deep as it used to be. Now it's like, hey, let's get everything FDA approved that's antibiotic, and we're trying to now thin the herd. But now you have this information of Jilly Juice that is the complete antithesis of the holistic and the allopathic, which are two sides of the same dove. And even if you don't buy a holistic practitioner's methodologies and you make your own antibiotics, doesn't make you any better or any different. If anything, it makes you dumber, because now you will be dosing yourself more than what you probably should, and you will accelerate your death process, which is also the depopulation agenda, which is why you don't see Facebook cracking down too much on those that are selling elderberry syrup online, or those that are promoting all the natural healing groups. They haven't all been taken down. You know why? Because, there's a certain level where, you can't make claims, but hey, if you want to go tell your friends, go take this activated charcoal, or go take this diatomaceous herbs, or go take this bentonite clay, they're not going to say too much. You know why? Because the overall agenda is, hey, if you want to go and pass away, we're trying to thin the herd, so you're just helping us out. All your healing groups, all the different natural remedy groups are part of the depopulation agenda, or they would shut them down and say nobody should be doing anything like that on the internet. Oh, but no, but they leave them up for a reason. You know why? Because it's part of the Depop agenda. Because let me tell you, if they wanted you to live, they would make sure that antibiotic qualities would not be so easily and so easily accessible and so riff. But the fact that you can go and promote antibiotics to your friends and family on the internet tells you exactly what the agenda is without really telling you what the agenda is. So when you're promoting your turmeric and your honey, your activated charcoal, and all of your little freaking MLMs and your little antibiotic recipes and your elderberry syrup and your little fire cider and all that bullshit, you are promoting the death agenda to your friends and family, and you are part of the depopulation agenda, and you are a vehicle for and a wing of the holistic allopathic. Just so you understand, call a spade a spade. Bye. Take care, Tiffany.